What's up, Fusion? Wanted to share with you a really cool experience that God gave me today. My name is Liz. I'm part of the Fusion staff and partaking of the Fusion on Tour. And today I went to a conference. It's a one-day conference. It was basically a conference to teach you to be a better you so you can be more productive in the workplace and be a better goal setter. Just be a better person all the way around, because if you're a good you, then you produce more work for your company. So I went to this conference. It was downtown Atlanta, and I went alone, and I walked in, and they had all these round tables set up, and it was a women's conference, so it was all women, of course. And so I go in, and there's one or two empty seats at each table for the most part. There was a spot for me to sit. So I went and sat down, and during the break, I asked these ladies at the table, I introduced myself. Hey, I'm Liz. Did you guys come together? That kind of thing. So, we had just small general conversation. But, I was real conscious of the fact that we were on Fusion on Tour. So just really asked for the Lord to give me an opportunity to maybe talk to someone or, just minister to someone in some way. So I'm in the lobby during one of the breaks. It's actually down getting a Starbucks. And I saw a lady with a name tag on that was from my conference. And so we come out of the elevator at the same time. And so I asked her, I said, hey, are you enjoying the conference? How's it going? Just small talk or whatever. And she mentioned in the conversation that she had come by herself. So I was like, oh, cool. I said, well, I came by myself. Are you interested in going to lunch? And she said, sure. So I said, why don't you meet me in the lobby afterwards, and we'll head over to lunch together. So I go back to my table. There's a few minutes left from the break, and so I'm talking to this other lady, and I motioned to the ladies next to her, and I said, hey, did you guys all come together? And she goes, oh, I'm here by myself. I said, really? I said, so am I. Do you want to go to lunch? And she said, sure. I said, meet me in the lobby. We'll go to lunch. So lunchtime comes, and I'm standing in the lobby of the hotel with two strangers, and we walk over across the street and go to lunch. It was really cool. And at lunch, these women kind of had up their corporate facade, telling me what they do and their accomplishments and, just how strong they are and, all the corporate fluff, all the masks that we hide behind. And they said, what do you do? And I said, oh, I'm in ministry. And for whatever reason, their walls came down, and they began to share their stories. One of them had been divorced for 7 years. Another one was on her third marriage. And as I'm sitting there listening to their stories, my heart just broke, because what these ladies were looking for, I had right in my heart. And so as we continued to talk, their hearts softened and their hearts opened, and it really gave me an opportunity to be Jesus to two ladies that, just a few hours before I'd never even laid eyes on. So cool thing is, we exchanged numbers and email addresses and that kind of stuff. So, I'm feeling pretty good, pretty excited about the Lord, and I go back to the conference, and we're on the last session, and a lady at my table, who I just felt real impressed to try and talk to, she was just really standoffish, and every time I would try and start small talk with her, her body language was saying, leave me alone. So I was like, that's cool. So at the last session, she comes back to the table, and she seems very frustrated. And I said, is everything okay? And she said, well, I was supposed to go out on this, this date with this guy, and things aren't working out and that kind of thing. And she seemed visibly upset about it. So I just kind of started a conversation with her, and she completely broke down right there at the table. She was a single mom of 3. She had been divorced twice. She'd been an alcoholic in the past, and she actually had been clean for 3 years. And now keep in mind, this is all during the break. And, they're flickering the lights off and on, letting all the women know it's about to start. And this lady's like nowhere near the end of her story. So I'm just listening to her, and she's crying, and she looks at me with tears in her eyes, and she said, I just need a friend. And it took everything inside of me not to just break down, because this lady was so hurt and so broken that she was even pouring her heart out to a complete stranger at a conference. So the story got cut short because we started the conference, and then afterwards I continued to talk to her, and she was very apologetic for, throwing up all over me emotionally and breaking down. And, I just reassured her that it's okay. I was happy to listen to her story, and I gave her my number, and, told her that if she needs to talk, she can call me, that she has a friend. And, I'd like to say that there was something special about me that made those 3 ladies open their heart, but it wasn't. I walked away feeling so appreciative of Jesus, and that His light shines even when I don't say His name, even when I'm not carrying my Bible, even when I'm not inside the 4 walls. But for whatever reason, Jesus shone through to those 3 ladies today. So I feel like even though I went to a conference to better me, I feel like the Lord put multiple women in my path that I have the opportunity to follow up on. So, Fusion, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, remember the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Let your light shine.